Welcome everybody. This is Kellen Cash at the Kellen Cash Show, and I have another special segment with Charlie Braxton. He's an expert in this music, a historian. If you really want to learn something, you'd go to the College of Charlie Braxton. Google that and you'll try to find it. Charlie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here, Kellen. I appreciate you having me back.
Charlie, today you're going to talk to us about radio play for the independent artists, things that they need to do, things that are good to do, and when it's time to do it. So please enlighten us.
Well, first of all, I think people need to understand something about radio. A lot of people have the misconception that radio is there to music for their enjoyment, and that it's just, a public entity for them. Unless it's a public station, like a public broadcast station or a community-based station, the majority of your commercial radio stations are there for one thing and one thing only, and that's to make money. And they make money by selling advertising. And the music is there to bring the listeners, because the more listeners they have, the higher the price of premium they can put on advertising. That yourself a valuable asset at radio station, meaning you need to have a fan base and a way of proving the fan base. You need to have a story, what radio people call a story. It means that, you need to have in a club. I would always tell you got the hottest song and this is going to work the clubs with it. Make sure you get it going. Then is a good day for them to sit down, set an appointment, come, show them your story. You show them the players you charted on some of these record pools charts. You show them that. You got some regional or some local press or even some national press. You show them that. You have a significant presence on the internet. You'll be able to show them that. If you have a MySpace page with a music page with significant plays on it, you can show them that. You can also show them, if you're having comments from some of your friends, you can show them that. I would also, if you can, organize your fans. If you have a fan base, you will call in. So when you get there, there's a significant number of requests for the record. And at that point, it's a matter of hoping that these particular program directors see things your way and put it in rotation. But bear in mind now that on average, radio only has 66 slots for rotation. You've got light rotation, heavy rotation, overnight rotation, medium rotation. You're just trying to get in, but do know the competition is fierce, so have your story tight.
Man, he just gave you a how-to guide to get on radio, and you got it for free. This is something that a lot of people pay a lot of money for. Charlie, can you talk a little about BDS and the difference between BDS and media-based, and just, give them just a touch?
Okay. Yes, these are what are called tracking systems for records, because what's important is prior to the digital tracking system, radio was pretty much on the honor system. They would have to write down the records, and that's how the various publishing entities would be able to tell to pay what to pay based on the numbers played and how much airplay particular records receive. The new system is a satellite system. Digital is almost foolproof, and BDS, which is broadcast data system, is the best known system. It detects the record within 30 seconds of play. It will detect it no matter what the stations or the number of stations you have it on. If they're registered with BDS, they will detect it. You can look up BDS. They have a website. It's in Kansas City, Missouri. The physical office. There's a place where you can MP3 the records and email it to them, but I would always suggest, because in many times my experience has been that you need to follow up with a physical copy along with the letter on your company stationhead, not stationary, my bad. Letterhead stationary. And asking them to fingerprint it, and they will do that. Media Guide is another one of these tracking systems. Some of the smaller stations, some of the P2 stations don't have BDS, they use Media Guide. Media Guide is just as important as BDS. It's best to register both records with both BDS system for records, but the reason why it's important to register with all three of them is that if you're on ASCAP, or even in some cases, CSAC or PMI, that is the system that they use. I know ASCAP uses that information, that particular tracking system. So, I know an artist who was getting airplay for the longest time, had his record, BDS, and Media Guide. And he was showing up, but he wasn't getting a publishing check. He called a particular, I think it was ASCAP, he called them and they told him, well, if you're not under Media Guide, that's the one we go by. And then he wound up registering his songs for that, and the next song he had, he turned out he got a publishing check. So it's important to register your songs if you're trying to get them on radio with BDS, Media Base, and Media Guide.
Wow.
Okay?
Charlie, you gave up a lot on this one. I mean, and if you can't get on the radio after hearing this, that just means you might need to go back into the lab, produce something new, and just keep on trying. Charlie, is there any last, info you can give them? A lot of artists think they have to do payola to get on. Any last tidbits you can give them?
Well, here's what I would say. Don't underestimate, everybody wants to go for the big station, the big station. Don't underestimate the smaller stations in the market that necessarily, especially if you're an independent, they may not be media, they may not be Media Guide, they may not be Media Base, but they have an audience, and you're trying to reach an audience to hopefully buy your record. Don't underestimate college radio. There are college radio stations that play urban music, and there's not a whole lot of politics. You can get there's community-based stations that have good shows that play urban music. There's internet radio. There's podcasting. So when you start looking at all the different ways to get the music out there, because essentially the reason why you want the record on radio in the first place, so that the audience, a wider audience, can hear the music, are familiar with the music, hopefully like the music enough to buy it. So don't underestimate those. Look at every opportunity you can to get your record on radio, any kind of radio. At this point, it doesn't matter if they're playing and people are listening. You want to get on it if you can. Just make sure you have your story correct, you have the momentum correct, you have every reason in the world for that station to want to play your record. And if you have the money, I would suggest hiring a reputable radio promoter.
Well, there it is. Thank you, Charlie, for that how-to guide to get on the radio in today's market. Want to thank you. We will keep on doing these segments. You guys leave us a comment, push I like if you see it on YouTube. Send Charlie a message at Twitter. This is Kellen Cash. That was Charlie Braxton. This is the Kellen Cash Show. We are out.